Welcome to CX Exchange Success Hour. I am so excited to have you here today. We are going to show you how to build your AI-powered portfolio site in under an hour. And I'm really excited that Nathan Spear is joining us to lead us through. Nathan has built an incredible interactive AI-powered portfolio. It was so impressive that John Gleason spontaneously posted about it on LinkedIn. There were like hundreds, I think maybe even thousands of people who responded and reposted it and all kinds of stuff. And that really was a game changer for Nathan and as he was sort of doing his job search. And it also made me think about how we can turn it into a not just a resume, but to really show your capabilities, right? I mean, it's really incredible what Nathan built and what you can build too. And it's not hard to do, especially because he wrote out the whole prompt for you. And it's also it allows you to start thinking about the hiring manager. What does the hiring manager need to know about you? And it's just I think you'll see from Nathan's interactive portfolio just what is actually possible. So Nathan, why don't you introduce yourself real quick,
Yeah.
and so folks can meet you, and then
Let
we'll
me
get back to the slides.
let me warm up my voice. I haven't been talking for 20 minutes. Hey everybody, I'm Nathan Spear. I'm based in Portland, Oregon. I've been in Jan's community for a couple of years. And yeah, she and I have been working together on AI related things. And as she just explained, I just want to bring the ability to, you won't make any of the mistakes I did in the next hour, and you'll see just how quickly tools can create wonderful deliverables for you.
Yeah. And another thing too is if you're like, yeah, but I've never really built before, I don't know. Nathan, a year ago, he hadn't done anything. It was his 12-year-old son, who's now 13, who was like,
Mhm.
the go-getter, right? But that's really when we started over in the Step Up Exchange community, the private guided one that I lead for CS leaders. Like we really started to build in earnest, and it's really, you can start in baby steps. So don't worry if you haven't done it at all. Don't worry if you are experienced, you'll also get some ideas too. And that's the whole idea. And that's why I really encourage you, whether you come and join us over in Step Up Exchange, don't worry about that. You can always talk to me about it if you want to, but come and join us in CX Exchange at the very least, because when you're working with others, that's how you get the ideas. That's how you start tinkering. And you really, this is a time when you really just need to jump in and try it. It really is much easier than you think it is. And so enough of me encouraging you. I hope you all feel empowered, like, okay, then let's do it. All right. And let's actually go do it. So, what we're going to do today, just real quick, I'll run through this, even though this is going to be Nathan driving. Kind of why do you want to do a portfolio, what your inputs are, what kinds of tools to use. Nathan is going to build one live, so you'll actually see it. You can, follow along. And then we're also going to do some show and tell, so you can ask some questions and say, oh, this is where I'm at, I'm stuck, or, oh, this is what I did, isn't it awesome? That sort of thing. All right. Now, Nathan,
Yeah.
let's look at your inspiration.
So it was in January. I was stumbling through YouTube and I found this YouTube video from Nate Jones, and he said resumes are dead, and you really need to build a portfolio site. And I only got about a third of the way through the video, and I'm like, I'm just going to go to my computer and do it. And then over that weekend, and I spent some time the next weekend and the next, I built this gigantic portfolio website. But I was just like totally geeking out. It was really fun. So the link to that, stop competing with 400 applicants, that's a YouTube video. And I started with a more complicated method. So, and I'm going to show you guys the easy button, but I used an IDE and I put it all to GitHub so I could iterate over time, or track changes. And then I pushed it to another tool called Vercel. That's totally, if you're a former software developer, you might totally want to go that way. But let's just use Lovable today. It's super quick and easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. All right. So what I hope you like, I sent out a couple of blasts, so I really hope you saw that you need to bring today at least your resume and your LinkedIn URL. Okay. You can also get your profile PDF or other things. You can do that in another round if you don't have that on hand. But at the very least, go get your LinkedIn URL. You already shared it in the chat, so I know you have that, and get your resume. All right. And then do you want to talk through any of these optional things and how you used them, Nathan?
Yeah, so Jan, actually what you'll want to do is go to your profile page, your LinkedIn profile page, and download a PDF of it. I didn't test if it'll take the URL and go read it, so I would write it to a PDF. So
Oh, okay. So if I go to my LinkedIn, how would I go and get the PDF?
click on that resources button that's three over from open to underneath your kind of headline.
Under my headline resources button? Wait,
So
where am I
two-thirds
on?
down the page, but not inside
Here?
of your profile. On
Wait.
yeah, it says open to add section, view my newsletter, and
Oh,
then
open
resource.
to? So, oh,
Click
resources. Look at
resources.
that. I love that you could do a little circle on me. Okay. Oh, save to
Save to
PDF.
PDF.
How
Yep.
easy is that? Look at that. Save to PDF. So everybody go and save to PDF. Easy breezy. All right. So here we're going back. Uh-huh.
And then the prompt, which I'll share, or it's maybe in the chat already. There's just I'll talk through that.
Yeah. So the prompt here, Kathy, can you just give all the links again? And this is the prompt for here. Okay. All right. And
Yeah,
then
you
what
talked about
about
this. Yeah,
what are these optional things that
sure.
people might?
Yeah, Jan, you talked about the strength assessment. So I
Mhm.
have, old Myers-Briggs and Clifton strengths from, times in the past and DISC. And you talked about High Five, the Teal 360. That's a resume writing tool that's out there that a number of people, but whatever you just have, maybe you just saved, it's in a, just grab them because they just speak about who you are as an individual, what your strengths, weaknesses, what you like or don't like. And
Yeah.
it'll work well. Now, the AI conversation summary, if you have been using an LLM or a platform like Claude or ChatGPT and for a while and you've been iterating on things, you could grab a summary of that. You could just say, hey, I've been talking to you. We've applied for those 5 jobs at those 3 companies, and you helped me strengthen my bullets for the resume that I submitted. Let's summarize what's in that chat. That'll be gold for your Lovable site.
Okay.
Proof
And
of
then
work and the philosophy and frameworks. I think these are generally executives will have this sort of material. A lot of individual contributors that I've talked to, we don't save the stuff. We just do the work. But if you do have that, you can take screenshots. You have to be careful. I mean, you don't want to bring anything that's confidential or under NDA or anything like that. But if you did a project and you built some amazing workflow or spreadsheet or QBR deck that's your work, then you can use those types of things too to give it ideas about who you are and what value you deliver.
awesome. Yeah. Great. Okay. So now we're going to build the portfolio site. Now, but wait, I'm just going to stop sharing for a second. Do we have any questions yet? Any people getting ideas, that sort of thing about what you might bring to it that says like, ooh, this is uniquely me. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start sharing again. Just want to be sure, checking in with y'all. Again, you can come off mute or raise your hand or something like that. Okay, building your portfolio site then. So, did you get the link for Lovable? Did you get the link or do you have an account? Uh, you want to go and sign up there. And when you go to Lovable, you'll end up here. We'll be walking you through it in the demo, but just want to be sure you get that set up. Do you want to mention anything about what you did over here for
Yeah.
more
So
advanced folks?
everyone, there is so many ways to do this now. Lovable, Replit, they're out in front, but all of the the large companies like Google and Microsoft, they have their own tools. There's a lot of players, Anthropic, OpenAI. So um, you can do it many different ways, but just for this presentation, I just wanted to give three types of approaches. So we're going to use Lovable. It's dead simple. You can also, if you're using, a lot of people are discovering Claude Code and and Cowork, and so Cowork being kind of a wrapper for code. So you can generate like single page websites. I've done that inside of that tool, and then Netlify just allows you to publish it really rapidly. It's and then my experience started with the stack of Cursor, GitHub, and Vercel. And for the people that you have a development background or just have an interest, maybe you're an SDET, or you're in DevOps, or you're a program manager that has to do very technical things, you might be very comfortable there. So, but we're just going to focus on Lovable. We'll get the results the fastest, and we'll be
Mm.
we'll be happy with what we get.
Okay. Now, we're going to the demo, right? So is everybody ready? Do you have your Lovable account up? Do you have your resume? Did you get your LinkedIn PDF? And are you ready? Okay. Now, I'm going to hand over to Nathan and we're jumping in. Okay?
All right.
Everybody ready? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah? Woohoo! All right, let's do it.
All right. So you can see my screen, Jan?
Yep, it says demo.
Okay, great. So I have first I want to take you through the inputs that I've gathered. We're going to do Annette's portfolio today.
Say hi, Annette. All right.
And what I have here, I'm just going to show you her resume. It's a classic resume that, her contact information is at the top. She has some highlights at the top, and her professional experience, four bullets, three bullets, three bullets, two bullets, education, skills. So that's typical tools like applications, etc., and a little bit about her personally.
And this is all classic stuff that we do in the career crafting community over in Step Up Exchange. But yeah.
And
Okay.
and her LinkedIn profile is pretty. It's a common format these days where folks are basically mirroring their resume, which is often recruiters are asking you to do that. And so that's there's probably nothing that it's going to gather from here that's not already on her resume. I just saw this like an hour ago, but this is great. I mean, we don't need to. You can also download all of your data from LinkedIn, and you can give it more. You can give it, all of your certifications that are listed. There's some other, recommendations. In fact, I've used LinkedIn recommendations against one of my portfolio sites. So, and then she has a
And
couple. Mhm.
and just to let people know, in the appendix in the slides, we have the specific steps if you want to do a bigger data dump from LinkedIn that includes all of those things like recommendations and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then, what does the high five assessment look like? I mean, it's going to be, you can expand it on a web page, but I'm only going to give it this information that she is a deliverer, a catalyst, problem solver, strategist, and coach. So those are her doing domain, her motivating domain, another doing domain, a thinking domain, and a feeling domain. We'll see what AI comes up with for that. And then there's also a teal assessment. And we don't even have the definition of, she's a 1, 4, 2, 3. We don't have the definition. That's okay. Let's see what it comes up with.
And yeah, that's what work style over in TL 360 is always kind of fun. It shows kind of how you have more. So you don't have like learn more about work styles. You didn't download all of that information, just the initial.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we spoke earlier, but
All
we're
right.
gonna
Okay.
now. Here's the prompt. I think that there's been links shared.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go through the prompt really quickly. We've talked about the inputs. That's at the top. The top part of this prompt is just for you to read. You need to bring So Pam's on the call, and Pam told me about Don Miller's story brand framework. He's a happens to be another Portland, Oregon person, and uh, and he comes from the perspective of, you need to tell them, you need to solve their problem. You don't bring them to your website to talk about you. You talk about them. So that's truly a big chunk of the magic of the prompt of the result we're going to see. So thank you, Pam, for that. So we need to know who the hiring manager title is that you're trying to attract, what the company type is, and then what their goal is. So, and Annette gave me that information. So in this part, I'm going to read this. The target reader is a CSM, director of CSM, VP of CSM, or director of customer experience at a fintech or automotive company who's trying to improve NRR, NPS, and CSAT, reduce churn, improve overall customer experience. They are the hero, and I'm the guide. So then the next part of the prompt, which you don't need to edit, this is the only part of the prompt that you need to edit right there. Is, section by section. The web page that it's going to build is probably going to go in this order. It's going to go in this order. It's going to be a hero section, what their problem is, a little bit about you, what results you deliver to that end. It's going to have case studies. Now, it's something to be aware of is like, if it doesn't, AI it'll make assumptions. So you want to be as complete as possible. And then of course you want to edit it. If it's totally wrong, please edit it. Don't represent something that's not true. And then if it might come up with a plan, and there's a 30, 60, 90 day built into the prompt frameworks. And then et cetera, et cetera. There's common CS tech stack software here that it'll take a look at this. It'll take a look at your materials, and it will try to put, I hope it just puts the ones that actually match you, but you would edit out ones that are not true. And then the rest is just informational. So that's really the prompt. But we can download the whole thing. I've never had a problem just giving the AI tool more information than it wanted. So when you have yours edited, you can just go to File, Download, and hit this Markdown. And that's just a nicer file format for AI tools to read. You don't have to. We could definitely copy paste this right out of Google Docs and it would work, but it's handy to do that.
And just so you know, a markdown file is basically, it's sort of like to us, a pretty file is one that looks like this. We have, bigger print, smaller print, some things are in italics or bold, because that helps us organize the information. It tells us what's more important, what's less important, what's a sidebar thing, right? In the same way, a markdown file, it's a machine readable file. It's not pretty to us, but it's pretty to the computer. Okay, so when you give it a markdown file, you're just thinking, I just want to be nice to the computer. I'm giving the computer a pretty file for them. I think it's ugly, but that's their choice. Okay, so that's all a markdown file is. Okay, and just can you show one more time? You go to File, Download, File, Download, and then at the very bottom, Markdown. That's how you get that file that's pretty to the computer. Okay, all right, moving
Okay.
on.
I have a timer on my screen, Jan, and I'm resetting it right now because I'm going to start to build this site.
All right,
Okay.
let's see how
So
long it
we're
takes.
at 0. So now I'm going to go over to Lovable. I have this little thing in the way. Get out of the way. Um, there is some applications artifact on top of the button. So, I'm logged in with an account that I've never used before. So it might be just like you. And I am going to use this prompt box. I'm only going to use the prompt box. So I'm going to first, we've talked about Annette's assessments. I'm grabbing some files from another screen, the high five, the LinkedIn profile, the teal assessment, and I'm going to drop them into the prompt box. And then I'm going to grab the prompt. I already had it open. I'm going to take it down to Markdown. And I'm going to put that. I'm going to open the file and paste it into the, I'm not going to add that file.
Oh, you're not going to add it as a file. You're going to
No, because
copy and paste
it's
it.
the prompt.
Okay.
There it is. Okay.
Nathan, I have a quick question for the
Yeah.
resume. Would you prefer, have you seen any difference in the quality if we use a PDF versus a Word doc for the resume?
Not a difference in quality of the output, but it does cost more tokens. I mean, if you use a file format like PDF, there's a lot of extra characters in there that the AI does figure out, but it does take CPU cycles to figure it out. So um, you could use whatever you like, but if you run into a situation where you're burning credits or
Yep,
tokens, you might change to a slimmer file format.
got
And
it.
Markdown
so
is a perfect file format for AI.
And so Sean Porcar just in the chat just shared a link that takes a PDF and turns it into a markdown file. So I've saved that. I want to hold on to that and use it again. And you may want to save that too. Just look at what Sean just did because why spend extra tokens on,
Of course.
that costs you money eventually, to have it figure out the PDF to markdown. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, one more question on the
Yeah.
same theme. What about PowerPoints? Let's say I have some frameworks or other stuff which we have saved from the past work. What about that?
It just depends. If you need the visuals from PowerPoint, then you probably want to save it as a PDF.
And then do a
If you
markdown.
don't have visuals and it's just the words, you could probably just take the words from it and give it that information.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or I could actually go convert the PDF, the PowerPoint into PDF and then a markdown. So,
maybe. Yeah, yeah. Just double check that the visuals are getting
mhm.
captured in the way
Yep.
that you want. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here we are. What are we doing? So you gave it the prompt?
I have, yeah, given it the prompt and it is starting to work. It is parsing those documents
All
that I
right.
gave
So
it.
you loaded all the files, you copy and pasted the markdown version of the prompt in there, and you just copied everything, and then you just now it's working.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hit
So
go it up. Yeah.
we're 4 minutes in, and we took time to answer Sangeeta's questions.
Yeah.
So that was so far. Who here is feeling like it's easy breezy? Just, yeah. Well, Annette, of course you feel like Nathan's doing it for you. Anybody else working as we're going along? Michael, I can see he's shaking his head. Lemon squeezy, nice. Solomon, oh, good. Yours is building in the background. Awesome. Sarah, her lovable is currently working. Nice. All right. Jicky, are you doing it?
So
His
Jen,
head.
you can
Excellent.
see it's set up this design system and then doing the sections and this is the TypeScript page. So it built the navigation first and
Mm-hmm.
then an animated section. There's going to be animation in the page. The first section at the top will be the hero section. Looks like it now decided to do a problem section, an about section. So we can kind of see the way that it's organizing itself.
And so, depending upon what information you've given it, it's going to say, oh, let's organize this section, right? The other thing, too, just can you go to the bottom right of that area on the left here? See where it
Mhm.
says build? There's another thing called plan. The difference between build and plan is basically when you're chatting with it. And when you're chatting with this lovable bot, it's going to take fewer tokens because it's not going to go and try and build. Building is a lot of tokens. Chatting, where you're trying to work things out, when you're giving it feedback, things like that, that's fewer tokens. And if I think Lovable's still doing this, it was doing the last time I was in, is for every 25 chats, it gives you 5 credits back on chats. So just so you know, if you just want to say, well, why did you do this? I want to do this other thing. Why is it this color blue? Can we change it to this or whatever? What do you think about this section? Or you want to discuss something with it and plan, then go into plan mode. Just be sure that you do that. Okay. All right.
And another thing about Lovable is that it's free. They give you 5 credits at a time. They give you up to 30 credits per month for free. So if you slowly iterate, you can never be a subscriber. You won't have a custom domain, but you will, you have a lovable.app domain. So like your name at lovable.app, and that might be perfect for you.
And again, you get 10 extra credits if you used the link that we shared with you. So now you get an idea of just how valuable those 10 credits are. All right. Sarah.
Nathan, sorry, I'm going a little slow. So
Hmm?
the prompt, you just paste it from your MD file and put that in the chat box. Is that what you did?
Yeah, he took the markdown file and he copy and pasted from the markdown file and made that the prompt.
Got
And,
it. The
and
whole thing, the whole.
yeah, you can just, it's just extra
Okay.
information that it doesn't use. It doesn't, it's no
Okay.
big deal. So you don't have to like copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, just take the whole thing.
Okay.
Sarah, what is it you're saying over in the chat? You want to come off mute?
I'm just basically saying that mine took longer than what's you're seeing on the screen because I had a lot of inputs, such as I probably had like 4 professional personality tests that I added.
Oh, good. That's great. Yeah, I tried to make it easy for folks to just have some simple inputs, but when you get back to like what Nathan built, and Nathan, do you have a second while this is working? Can
Mhm.
you show folks your website?
Sure. I have some examples. I mean, you asked to see, here's,
But show yours. Show
well,
yours.
here's one that's on the same prompt that we're using, a very similar prompt. So this is what
Mm-hmm.
the output might look like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is kind of the UI. Lovable sites often look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about track outcomes and, some numbers and an approach and just and it took these from I have a kind of a master resume that has mini bullets per job, and I fed it that whole thing. And then yeah, this is way overkill, and this is the 3 weekends and a lot of Opus credits, but there's quite a bit of there's applications in here. Uh, you know, I don't want to really spend much time showing this because there's too much to get through very quickly. But this is my portfolio site. I think we're done. Nope, we're almost done. I have a couple more. This is built with Lovable too. So this is Steph's, and she's a senior VP of revenue. And you can see from her navigation that she has like recognition. She's been, voted, with, leader of the year and things like that. Top 20 go-to-market leaders to follow. And so she put that on hers because that can't, it's hard to see on a resume or on a LinkedIn page. A lot of case studies. Her leadership style is included here. Some testimonials. Let's check back.
Yeah, see, so you can really go to town. You can, depending upon what type of target role and, company and hiring manager, what you're really going for, the way that you, what you contribute into what you want to build in your site and the way that you show it can be, different from, each person. And yeah, like Rebecca said, don't be afraid to, over in the chat, don't be afraid to iterate and make it your own, right? Because you can choose different colors. You can choose, you can also choose not just colors. I was just thinking of colors, but like whatever you want to do that best showcases who you are and also the types of things that you solve for at a company, right? Because what you want to show is like you want to find your perfect match. You don't just want to work any place. You want the right person to come and look at it and say, "Oh my God, that's what I was looking for." It's sort of like what's that fairy tale when it's like, "Are you my mother?" So that you can kind of, go from person to person. This is the best way of finding your true match.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly, Ramona. Now employers will fight over you. Okay, so
so
is this it? Is this her site?
it's finished, and I'm about to. Maybe I
Wow.
shouldn't publish it publicly yet because Annette hasn't, vetted it at all. So I'm going to tap over there. But so here's the site. So it started off with a story brand headline: Your customers stay, expand, and advocate when you have the right CS leader. I'm Annette, and I help fintech and automotive companies protect revenue, accelerate onboarding, and turn at-risk accounts into long-term partnerships. She has some numbers. She has a link to, uh, let's see. Oh, it jumps down the page. She has a schedule a call, which probably doesn't work, but it goes to an email address. She could put a calendar link there. I'll go back to the top. So it's those sections that we told it to build. She understands what keeps leaders up at night, the problem, the weight, the principle at stake. She sat across the the table. This is from one of her assessments. It took it right out of it. It used it. It also took her work style from Teal, I believe. So that needs to be edited because no one will know what primary one and secondary four means, but you have somewhere to start. Um, Again, some metrics that it pulled from her resume, bullets probably. Uh, Real problems, real outcomes. So these are like case studies. So there was a challenge, her approach, the outcome. Definitely, I would review this to make sure it's accurate. One for, I think she worked for a company called Drive Time. I think she did work for Rocket
Yeah.
Mortgage in the past. So, and then it built her a playbook. Now we didn't give it this, so this was, of course, AI generated. So we'll have to review that. 30, 60, 90-day plan. Yeah, this is very similar to the one that it generated for me. So the prompt is creating very similar sites. So, yeah,
So
but
you may want to go
there's maybe
in.
60 of us here.
Yeah, right.
Um, and so it did use some tools. I don't know if it matched them, but this is not the whole list that the prompt gave it. So it did whittle it down. And then she has a call to action at the bottom.
So a couple of questions are coming in over on the side. One is if you want the full download of, like your, recommendations, things like that from LinkedIn, you do have to, basically we have in the steps in the appendix of the slides how to go and do that, but you can go and
For
get
the
that. But
for the
it does take a few hours for them to send it to you.
I'll,
So,
I'll, I'll show
yeah.
everybody for the recording. It's being recorded, right, Jan?
Okay. Yep,
So
it's being recorded.
you go to your settings and privacy. You go to your profile page, settings and privacy, and then the data privacy, and then download your data. I downloaded mine just yesterday. You hit download archive, and it's getting the one that I had. So I'm going to have to maybe click. This is what you want. If you had not been there like within the last 24 hours, it would come up here. And you probably want to just download the larger data archive. When you request it, it'll email you when it's done. But whenever I grab this like every couple months, I just save this, I just grab this tab off and I just stick it in the corner. And it generally delivers in 2 or 4 or 6 hours. It's never taken 24 to get it. And it has everything that you've interacted with your LinkedIn profile. And I looked at like the jobs that I've applied. Oh, no, my messages. I've like corresponded with people like over 15,000 times in the LinkedIn app in messages. And it's all there in one of the CSPs.
And one thing I'll just mention, another question that's over there is for the sorry, I was just thinking about how I did it. How you connect it to your own domain. And what you want to do if you want to do it for your own domain. I did this when I created the CS Impact Index, and I'll just share the link here. So whether you're over in Squarespace or if you're in like GoDaddy, or there's actually other places that aren't aren't trying to sell you more stuff where you can go and get a domain. So you want to go and get a domain. You want to be logged in to wherever you purchased your domain. And then basically you're going to, over in the plan, you tell Lovable, hey, I want to connect this to my URL. And this is my URL, and I have it hosted over on this, on this platform. Once you tell Lovable that, it basically is going to be so easy. It just gives you a button. If you're already logged in, it'll give you a button and say, okay, connect it to your domain. And you literally click on the button and it does all the work behind you. And what I want to say about that is this can not only give you ideas about how easy it is to work in AI, it should also be giving you ideas about how easy you should be making your product for your customers. When you think about how easy it is to work in Lovable, your product, I don't care how complex it is, because this is a complex product, this is a complex product that Lovable made super easy. I want you to start thinking about how easy you should be making your onboarding, your adoption, your optimization, your renewal, your expansions. How easy you should be making it for your customers. Okay? So don't just think about, wow, this was easy, I can use AI. How can you use AI to make it easy for your customers? Okay? Anyway, all that to say, it's really easy to connect it to your URL. Okay, getting back.
Yeah, if you do want to use Lovable and have a custom domain, you do have to be a pro subscriber. There's other ways around it. You can take the site out. You can just take the files out. I built a website in Replit. Amit, I saw you come in just a few minutes ago. Amit and I do a little bit of stuff on Replit together, but you can, generally for free with these web app building tools, you can build something and then you can take it out.
All right.
Then you have to know
Now,
where to put it and how to publish it again. So
I'm gonna share my screen for a second. Solomon built something. I want to show it live.
great.
Yeah. Anybody else want to
Let's see it.
show and tell? Just a second. Here we go. All right. Solomon. Oops.
It's my
All
first time
right.
using Lovable. I've never used this product before.
Yeah, awesome. Pretty easy, huh? Look, oh, you've got case studies, methodologies, 90-day plan, tech stack, philosophy. You
I had a
came
lot of this
prepared.
built out in Claude yesterday to create a doc, and then I just uploaded the doc into Lovable, uploaded my
Ah,
resume, and then put the prompt in Lovable, and this is what it gave me.
oh my God, that's great. See, and that's a great way to do it. Go and put everything together in an LLM first so that you have like all your info. Oh, that's great. What do you think of it so far? Is there anything
Uh,
you want to change?
I think it could look a little snazzier, but the information is all accurate as far as I could tell. I did my
Mm-hmm.
best to make sure it's based on my resume and actual experience. Hopefully it'll help. I did want to ask what would be the best place to add this on a LinkedIn profile so that recruiters and others can find this. Do you have any experience with that?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely up in your contact section at the very top where you can put your email address, etc. I learned that is highly optimized for SEO. Websites that you put up there get really highly ranked in Google searches. My site, nathanspear.com, became a first page site for some topics once I put it up there.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right.
So
Yeah.
you're saying you put it on LinkedIn, you put it that where it says my website.
Do you want to show them where you put it, Nathan?
Sure. Hey, Pam, good to see you.
All right. Who else built a
Thank you.
site today? If you want to put the link in, or if you want to just let us know in the chat.
I did, but my preview has this huge link that I don't know how to compress. And
Oh, okay. Well, then share it in a second. We'll troubleshoot.
yes.
All right. So where did you go? So you have it. So that's your
Under the,
contact info.
yeah,
Do you put it in your contact info?
that's it. This is what's I believe is what's being sucked up by somebody's the SEO engines.
Okay, great. And so then is there a way that you can turn it into a link that they can just directly link on to?
Yeah, I mean, I do have it down as a link. I also put it at the top
Of your about?
so that, whoever's on my page, they just can quickly see how to get a hold of me. So it's not buried at the bottom. And then I do in there's a link that I
You put it on your
posted a while
featured?
ago.
There's
Yeah,
also, if you go to your profile
Let's go to your profile then. Where is that?
this is
on the
my
top
profile.
right, on
Mm-hmm.
you have the home, my network, and then all the way to the top, Nathan, where you would see your messaging.
So if
Even
you do
higher.
the little pencil here,
No. Oh, yeah. No, so right under where it says Nathan Spear open to,
mm-hmm.
Oh,
oh,
here?
you know
No,
what?
that's open to work.
Mine's different. Where it says open to add section, enhance profile, mine says open to add profile, and it has visit my website.
Right, but you
Yeah,
get that by doing next to that little LinkedIn, gold LinkedIn, you wanted that pencil there. That's how you add it.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's different versions of LinkedIn's platform.
right.
I've gone with
Yeah.
I've tried to dig for that before and I didn't find it. So, and we
Yeah.
came to that conclusion that not everybody's looking at the same, even if you're a premium member. I'm a
Yeah.
premium member, I bet you are too, but sometimes you don't see what other people see.
Okay.
Ain't it the truth?
All right. So Ramona, give me the link uh to your page. And now, oh, do you want to, and then, yeah, so give me your link and then we can show how you're going to go in and edit, right? Because if you want to go in, that's where I was talking about in Lovable. You want to go into plan and you want to have a little chat with Lovable. Say, I love this, but I want different colors. Here's my colors. Give them the hex codes or something. I love this, but blah, 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 right? So you want to just, let's see, where are we? Okay, Jeremy has one, but I want to see what you wanted to change, Ramona. Do you have your link somewhere?
I do, but it's too long. Like, I don't know why the preview link, it's huge. It has more than 1,000 characters. So I
For
cannot
your
copy
preview
paste.
link? Okay, we're gonna have to do that offline.
Yeah,
Let's
but it's very powerful. It captured all the things that I would put on a website. So
okay.
it's really impressive.
All right. Well, we can do that. Ramona's in the Step Up Exchange community, so sorry folks, she gets private time. So
So I
so
think
we'll do that in private time. Jeremy, look at this. Nicely done. Share the job description. Jeremy's ideal job. Nice.
I actually use
I
this
support.
myself when I find jobs on LinkedIn. I take the job description, put it in myself, and see how
Mm-hmm.
I match. And then it gives me good talking points for myself if I'm talking to a recruiter or doing a
Mm-hmm.
screening call, where it even says strengths and gaps based on my background. And so it gives me both sides of the discussion to talk about.
And that's the other side of the coin, right? You could have a site that is aimed for the hiring manager, but you can also have a site that helps you, right? That says, hey, I'm going to prepare for this job right now. Let me give you the job description. I want to do a bunch of research. I want to know about everybody I'm going to be interviewing with. How do I prepare for it? I know somebody who actually set something up so they could talk in to answer a question. So it serves up a question, they speak into it and give their answer, it records, and then it grades them and gives them feedback. Hey, this was good. Oh, you could have been more concise here. So you can get fancy with this, folks. There's a lot of ways you can do things. Wow, but that's great, Jeremy. Love that you built that. Is there another one that we have? Oh, Jicky, let's take a look at what you've got here. All right. Let's see wait, what? Oh, it's still working. Okay, so oh, I don't have access. Sorry, I can't look at yours, Sticky, but maybe because it needs to be published in order for me to see it.
Oh shoot, no, yeah, you're right. I didn't hit publish.
All right.
Jan,
So,
Jen, can you click the one from Mayor Chester? It's on Vercel. I'd love to see that one.
all right. Where
It
are
was
you,
sent at
Mayor?
9:51.
9:51. All right. Let me go back up to 9. There we go. All right, Mayor. And I've got Amit's too. All right. So is anybody here inspired now? Is anybody here thinking, wow, I am now officially a builder? Because you are, because you just built something. You are a builder, okay? I want everybody to just go and put a LinkedIn post now and say, I am a builder. Because that's what you're doing. You're building. All right. Mayor, wow, look at this. So this is over on Vercel.
Yeah, it's I've deployed mine already, but I got a lot of inspiration from websites today.
Oh, good. Good. Excellent. So you can go in and make whatever changes you like.
Yeah.
Cool. Love this. And then we
Mayor,
also have Amit's here. Oh yeah, hey Amit, I remember. Excellent. Yeah, you built yours back when Nathan first published his, right?
Yeah, Nathan and I, we chat every week. So, I draw inspiration, he draws inspiration from me. So, we kind of learn from each other.
See,
yeah,
that's the power of community, folks.
Jan,
Come
we
and
talk on
join
the
us
phone.
over in CX Exchange, over in the AI and CS channel. We're all sharing what we do and inspiring each other, okay? Oh,
We
look at
need a,
this. This is where you invite people to just put their job description in and
Yeah.
see if you're a match.
I think the other thing that I have, I'm sure Nathan has it too, is analytics. So one of the things I think, is we might get ghosted, right? We submit our resume, it's a black box. When you share this, I have analytics, so I can actually see who's viewed it.
Oh,
Not specifically if it's Jan or Nathan, but I can kind of almost say if I've shared this link with someone, I can almost have some sort of attribution where I know if I've sent this to Jan, maybe within the last hour, I see a click, I see it from LinkedIn. I feel Jan might have taken a look at my, portfolio.
and you can even find ways where people can put their information in, and then you actually know that they went, right? So, and certainly if they're uploading a job description, then you think, oh, maybe I should go take a look at that company, see if I'm interested. Cool. Awesome. All right. So we're just on the last minute here. If you haven't joined the CX Exchange community, I want to see you there. Drop me a line. Say, Jan, I'm here. DM me. Way easier to reach me there than it is over in the LinkedIn because that gets buried immediately. All right. So I want to see everyone there. I want to see you over in the AI and CS channel, sharing more of your sites, troubleshooting, show us how you made it different and uniquely you. Let's see some different colors out there. Not every website has to be blue and or white, right? So let's see you. Let's see who you are in your AI powered portfolio. Okay? You inspired? Excellent. Come off mute. Let's just do one big woohoo.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Okay. Excellent. Love the energy. Okay. I will see you again soon. We have lots of programs, lots of things you can do over in CX Exchange. If you're inspired and you want to talk to me about Step Up Exchange, reach out and I will, Jicky, I already see you there. You said, hi, Jan. Excellent. Came up on my phone. Good. All right. I want to see everybody. See you soon and have a great day.
Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Success Hour, formerly known as CS Office Hours. We regularly put out new content, so to be the first to know, like this episode, tap that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you soon.